Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
Hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. You know where we can find that?
Yes,
On the Wrestling Ham.
that's right.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
Hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. You know where we can find that?
Yes,
On the Wrestling Ham.
that's right.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/awesomecast. It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast back in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Yes, we got dug out. For the most part, there's a giant snow pile still right out there. And we're worried about where intern Tony parked because it's really close to the train. But everything's fine. It went by and the car's still there. Most of it, we're pretty sure. But anyways, we're glad to be back in here with the full crew, including here remotely from Studio Pod. Studio P is Dave Bonner joining us. How you doing, sir? I don't know why that status bar came up, but here you are.
There we go. I muted myself. I'm doing good. Doing
There you
good.
go.
Yeah, pretty much everything. I've noticed that a lot of things that involve my initials
Mhm.
don't exactly work out. Studio P
From the
DP
P-Pod is
yeah,
Dave
from the
Bonner.
Yeah, DP for the P-Pod.
Oh man, you're just
Yeah.
a running joke. So, also with us on the couch is the Dudders. Katie Dudas is with
I can't
us.
be tall. No
Oh,
tall.
hold on.
No
Let
tall.
me
Ah.
recall you. Let me retall you. All right, I
The
think we're good. I
retalification.
think you're well lit. I think we're good there. I don't know if hold on.
What's happening?
Katie, how you doing?
Good. I'm swell.
I was setting up the next camera because we had
Yay.
no. It's a whole different color. I don't know what's going on over there. We'll fix it.
He's in a different area. It's a completely different room.
He is in a different area.
I'm not here at all. No, that's not my arm.
Nothing to see here. There, we've kind of worked him out there. Intern Tony is back with us, and his mic is on now.
Hello? Yep.
Yeah, there you are.
Yay.
Hey, we're live, pal. Did you have? I haven't seen you since before the snow. Did you get to dig out? I know intern Mac I knew was still buried as of Thursday.
Yeah, it took me a while. We only had one shovel in my house, so I had to wait till my roommate was done. So I was shoveling at like 8 at night. So it was fun. It took me like 3 hours.
Yeah, good workout.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, it was a pretty good workout. Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym a couple of days. Well,
Yeah, right.
one because I couldn't,
Right.
and then two I was like, well, we're shuffling, we're
Yeah,
good, right?
that's
So
one.
I know Katie's been getting her snow-related workout as well.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
got to see some of that. Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Hello.
I'm
So
a switcher.
anyway, so it's the Awesome Cast. We have all the buttons in here in front of us. We didn't have it before, so in the meantime, it's time for our. No, this is the Awesome Cast. This thing. Let's get our awesome things of the week. Let's start with Katie.
Hi.
What you got?
Okay, this looks. I pulled up the link for this, actually the page for this, and it looks way more boring than it actually seems to be. All right, it's called Cell to Jack, and essentially what it does, it's Bluetooth. It connects your cell phone to a landline phone, which is cool, you know, if you want to have a landline phone in your house for whatever. But my sister-in-law turned me on to this because she has it in her house. And what had happened is she kept missing phone calls on her phone because the cell phone would just be wherever. So it connects to her house. Like she's got a very cute corded phone up on the wall. And it's, you know, she gets a phone call. It rings there. You answer it. And it's just like you're on your cell phone. And then you could also make calls the same way. So it's kind of neat because anyone in the house can answer the phone like, you know, we used to do whenever speaking of unknown, God just literally says unknown. Fantastic. But ghosts. But it's really neat, and it's no issues as far as like the quality. It all sounds really good. She uses it to call her mom, you know, the kids call their grandma, you know, call everybody on it. And but it's a really neat system, and it's very little. I don't think it costs terribly much either, and it's just Bluetooth, and it can turn. So like, yeah, between if you want the nostalgia of having, you know, a corded phone or a wireless phone, you know, like you used to in the cordless phone, like back in the day, and maybe you have them at home and you misusing them, or like you want to find a use for them. You can definitely do that with this, and I cannot figure out how much it costs because wow, this website says everything besides the cost.
Okay,
you click on the thing. It is marked for $35, but out of stock. But it
you
is-
can buy it other.
You can buy it on other things like Amazon for it looks like about $38. So it's $37 over there. So I think this is one of those things where maybe if you're adapting, perhaps like, you know, our elder folks or anything, you know, hey, let's get rid of the landline and put you on the cell system kind of thing. Like maybe that's it. So it's just a little box.
You can have nostalgia. You don't have to give it a need.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You're like, no, let me tell you how this is going to work.
No. Okay. In that case, is there a rotary adapter?
It doesn't.
Or would it just kind of work?
You know what though? If you go to the bottom of the page,
Oh, okay.
if you go to the very bottom, underneath the old lady,
Yep. You have to scroll past
there
it.
is? Hold on. See, they're on the same page as me. There you go. Okay. Just look at her. And look at those flowers. She is definitely in a home. Okay, anyways, you were saying, oh, yeah, that does all types of phones supported, and there's my rotaries right there. And are those like translation phones, transcription phones, or something like that? I've never seen those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
They're
very
like-
cool.
TDS?
They're the TTY phones.
TTY. Oh, I've always seen
Yeah,
that. I
for
didn't
people
know.
who have trouble hearing.
By the way, I'm loving this situation here. This
Yeah, that one
very
too.
old-timey rotary, fancy
And
Victorian
is that cord
phone.
Is that cord actually connected up to the base?
I don't.
It's hard.
Yes,
to tell
yes.
in the photo.
I can see it on mine. I know it
It's
doesn't
kinda
come
blurry.
through.
Okay, just kind of
Yeah.
blurry and it's kind of
Yeah.
out of focus there.
I love it. I love it. No, I'm a big fan of this. You know, this reminds me of, like, remember when we stayed in that Studebaker Airbnb that one time, Katie, and we had Joe Dombrowski, wrestling announcer, on the old like wall phone, like you know, original, like, yeah, when you hold the thing up to the ear and stuff. That's when I want to hook this up to. Right here in the studio, we'll do that, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So like I'm sorry, I scrolled down to all types analog telephone supported, fully supports antique telephones with pulse and rotary dialing, caption phone, desktop phone, cordless phone. So I'm not sure if it's calling all of these antique phones or specifically what we would consider antique.
I am going to send this right now to my mother and my in-laws just to see what they say about it. So we'll hopefully we'll get.
Sorry.
Whoa.
You got to go down. So there's underneath the all types of analog telephone supported. There's blog posts, how to relive the pleasures of a landline phone, which is a New Yorker article from 2022. The one below it is seniors cell phone solution. Click here. And if you click on it, its first line is seniors hate the cell phone.
Where is this at?
So scroll down. If
Which page?
The Cell to Jack page.
Yeah, you're on that page. There's 3 links that are red text right above the no hassle return. So it's almost at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Keep going way down. Wait, up a little high, up a little further down. Right there.
And what
right
am
there,
I
right
looking
in the
at?
center. Right in the center.
Look
at senior
down,
cell
right
phones.
there.
Click here.
First
Okay.
line: seniors hate the cell phone.
Wow.
Fantastic.
There you go. $37. You two can dig up your old phones and make them usable. So wait, how did you come across this? So
It's at my brother's house. My sister-in-law has it.
which is wild because they're kind of, I'd say, tech forward, right? So
Tech forward, but also not, because
wait, are they like hipsters? Would you say, or
I'm not sure, because
how would
they're
you
not really.
land how they
They're
are?
not social media. They don't I mean, like, if you try to get a hold of my brother, there's 0% chance he will text or call you back. I mean, he's just not much of for talking or texting. But no, it's yeah. So like all in on the AI for him, but not the
That's so funny.
yeah, not the
It's
actual
like an
tech.
AI expert out
Yeah,
there.
no, he had the oldest cell phone of all of us, and he might still have the oldest cell phone of all of us.
Wow.
But like, yeah, it's hilarious. But yes, so
Cell-
simpler time. Maybe he's a senior and hates the cell phone.
He's an early senior, right? It was kind of like our friend that when he turned 30 was like, I'm just going to give up on being a young person and just drink whiskey and smoke cigars. So at 30. So I'm like, okay. And
So he's turning into Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
It kind of is Cody Rhodes, isn't it? Well, Cody Rhodes can like afford the good cigars, so you know,
Fancy
it's
pants.
not like the rest of us. That's sell2jack.com if you want to look that up, and they're over on Amazon where you can actually buy them apparently. So there's that. Partner, what is your awesome thing of the week?
Well, before we move on to mine, I just want to get on my soapbox just a little bit here.
Oh no, here we go.
As the senior.
As old man partners chiming in, we need a thing for that. We need a sounder. Old man partners gonna pod. Oh no, at least get your name in here.
Let me tell you something. You youngins who didn't have to worry about a rotary phone, they were a pain in the ass.
This is all just
yeah.
you talking to intern Tony right now.
Yeah.
You
Intern
represent
Tony.
all the youngins out there.
Okay. If you look at the photos of the older phones they had,
Yes.
the black one, okay, that's what I grew up with. The black rotary phone.
Yeah, I had one of
Okay.
those too. Yeah.
Okay, so there was nothing. The only thing good about them is they were built like tanks. Okay, you could knock it over. If you knocked it over, it was designed where it wouldn't hang up on you. It was well designed. It was built like a tank, but the cord kept on getting tangled up, and you had to let it go and undo itself. You were stuck in one location of the house, literally, no privacy, because you were stuck there. And most of the time, unless you had a phone jacks in multiple places, it was in the center part of the home. And if you did have it in other places, you were talking, someone could just pick up the phone and listen in if they were really sneaky with trying to pick it up.
This is the
that you
most
wouldn't hear.
old man yelling at sky segment we've ever
Yep.
had.
But I'm saying, I understand the need for this, but also when they say senior solution, okay, I'm bringing in Ruth from downstairs, who's in her senior, without giving age, but she doesn't care. She's 63. And I think we have to recalibrate what we consider seniors,
Yeah.
because, she uses computer, iPad, she streams, she does live streaming on stuff. She uses an iPhone all the time. We're not talking, grandma at 65 doesn't know how to use the computer. Yeah.
I got your image for you there. Old man yells at cloud. He actually moves. So, you're being offended. So you're telling me you're taking offense. So I think we can talk about there are very tech forward seniors, quote unquote.
Well,
and when I
I'll
say
say
seniors, I'm talking about like Katie and mine's mother's get the discount. Okay.
They can park in the special parking
They can
place
park-
outside
No,
of
no, no.
Hanlon's.
Same thing with my dad. My
Yeah,
dad's
yeah.
83.
Yeah.
And he FaceTime calls me.
Yes.
He has not had a landline in a couple decades.
Like it felt weird. Listen. It's all perspective because I remember I was feeling I was feeling it was an interesting kind of way when somebody was talking to me. It was like, "You're young, you can figure out a lot in your career." And I'm like, "I'm 30." It was back when I was like 38, and I was like, "Wait, I'm young?" So, but I guess it's comparatively. So,
Yeah.
Either way, Dave, what is your actual awesome thing of the week?
My actual awesome thing is Adobe giving us something for free.
What?
For a limited,
What?
For a limited time.
Everything's for now.
Aw.
By the way,
Yes.
all of that's
For
for
now.
now.
So Adobe Firefly is giving unlimited image and video generations, including third-party models, through mid-March.
Okay.
So you basically sign up. There's multiple plans. There's the free plan, there's the paid plan, and you can just go wild because it includes Google's Nano Banana, OpenAI, I don't know, Runway's Gen 4 image models, but it'll also do videos. And it's their AI model where you just kind of start typing in stuff and it'll give you AI generation. Now, I'll say this, we all understand why they're giving away stuff for free. They want you hooked on it. And then when March 16th comes, you're like, oh, I only have a limited amount and I need an extra model. I'll pay for the $10 a month model or whatever they're charging for. But you know what? Adobe does pretty good stuff, especially with the AI, in terms of images that look like images. They're pretty good with not having the the 7 fingers on a hand type thing.
So, and this is, by the way, I didn't know this as somebody who does. I didn't know there was a firefly.adobe.com, which is kind of the playground of where you can do this. It says you can do unlimited images, 1K, 2K, and Firefly video generations until March 16th. So I think I actually need this because I want to get into the more of the video generation, and I've seen things like Artlist, I think it's called, was promoted through my Motion Ray, so I started looking at that. But once again, it's one of those where this gives you access to all of these engines. Because I want to see, okay, what if I do want to generate something that doesn't have the Sora mark in the corner, And I've done stuff with the Sora and re-edited it. We did the fun anime version of because our friend Jared from Exodus Pro did a Suno AI song of Wrestling Mayhem Show in Japanese. So we made like an anime style, just did a bunch of stuff in Sora and just recut it, But still got the Sora tag in it, So which is fine because we're just doing something fun. But what if I do want to generate, what if I want to generate that's a show open that's just the old text of the old version of this show was like a 3D swoop in of the Wrestling Mayhem Show words, right? That feels like something simple enough. As I'm doing more stuff, if you see some of the promotional material we've been putting out to advertise our guests on Wrestling Mayhem Show, for instance, that's been done in ChatGPT image. Is just, hey, take this image and put this text on there. No, put this text like this. And then you hit a button and it opens up in Photoshop Cloud with Adobe Express. It's just like this is part of the tool set now, guys. And if you get a chance, get logged in, play with it. You have until March 16th to play with this and see what you can do with it, and compare between all of these. Like, I'm seeing this, and it's you know, you like you said, you got GPT image from ChatGPT. You got the stuff from Google, including Nano Banana and Nano Banana Pro with Gemini 3. You've got what is this, Flux? I'm not familiar with. Runway is a part of it. Runway Gen 4, I think you were asking about there, partner. Like, this looks like a great playground to start playing with this stuff. Definitely highly recommend that, if nothing else, just to kind of see, you know, if you're not just doing a 2-play and get used to this, I think it's a great place to start.
And I'll say this, if you go back to the page there, where it says image, you can do drop down.
Where are we looking at?
And that's how you select video.
Yeah, so you drop over to video, and then it gives you, you got VO over here, Runway, Ray, Sora 2, not Sora, I guess Sora 2 is what we've been using. Pika, the old VO's on it too. VO's the one where a lot of things are happening. Firefly Video itself, so you can see what they're doing.
Now, I'll let you know that I'm seeing something different from you.
Okay. Well, also, I want to point this out. I want to point this out. I'm not signed in. Okay. I want to also note that the Adobe models say commercially safe. That is a big deal if you're concerned about things like that. And the Adobe models on the images also say commercially safe. Oh, so depending on what you're doing,
if it's because I'm on a work computer, it says you don't have access to Firefly. Contact your admin for details.
You're logged into that. Yeah, you're logged into that. Admin thing. So I can sign in and kind of show you what that looks like, but I think it's pretty much what you're seeing here. So no, that's really cool.
That's what I am, and I don't want to sign out because that's work related.
No. Let's not do that right now and get you in trouble. Very cool. Thank you for bringing it up, Honor. So my awesome thing is, just because I've been kind of busy and did a lot of road work, at the last minute I got a call from an old friend that I worked with a few years ago out in Chicago, Nick Hausman. He might have some history with professional wrestling and CM Punk. If you're familiar with it, I'll just let you Google that. But he had a new project coming up, and a warning, this is a little political in subject matter, but we're not going to go down the road with that. But the biggest thing for me was they did a couple episodes. They did an episode live, and wasn't really happy with the results. Quality-wise, they did a second episode that was snowed in because they had the same storm we did. By the way, they are much better off than we are right now. There's a lot less snow just, piled through the city like there is here in Pittsburgh. But they have a new show. I want to give a shout out because it was a really cool experience to be a part of it. Gorilla Press. I'm going to be going out for episode 2. And I think I'm a bit of a placeholder here until they get a local crew kind of figured out. They had a chief Chicago alderman, which I think is like a city councilman or something like that. Yeah. And they had a great musician on there, so it was fun to do some live to tape production on that. They had Kat. I need help with this last name. I know somebody's been in my Kat Aberhazala has been in this. I know she's like a social media person that's running for Congress this year and has been all over the news. Was in their first episode that I got to check out. So it was in this place that I appreciate. It's called the Annoyance Theater and Bar in probably, I guess it's the north side of Chicago, so pretty in there, pretty close to the water. It had a small black box theater that we used this time, and we'll use this next Sunday. And they have a bigger theater that had another show running in it. And again, definitely some improv written jokes / pro wrestling. They have a steel cage in the background, for instance, they bring in, and I love, they were like, there's Nick right there, and his partner there. So, and it was a well done show. They're kind of getting their figuring out this stuff. They were live dogs, by the way. So that was distracting me for sure, backstage a little bit. So there's that. That was wonderful. And we had, a great musical performance. So it was great to do a live not wrestling thing, and for instance. And also, I love any reason to kind of go to Chicago. I really like that town. And also kind of getting their perspective on things that are going on with them. Obviously, they have have had some run-ins with the things that we're all talking about these days in the politics and everything too. So it was really interesting to get a perspective from people on camera and off, on the ground with what's going on around that stuff. So check that out if you're interested in it. If not, that's okay too. But definitely Gorilla Press. It's on podcasts. It's on YouTube. And I know I've shared it on a couple of my accounts too since we've been working with them. So that was a really cool project. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to see what they do to grow this thing, because I think they have a really nice solid concept, and I think we brought a lot of that together about how we want it to look and feel. So I'm glad we got to it really quick for them. And the fun part is, this is the fun part. I talked to everybody that does a new podcast. I did not have this discussion with them because they seem to know this already. Now, how do you make it sustainable? Can you do a weekly show? Can you do a weekly show out of a black box theater, location? And I know they had a few ideas that I overheard about what they want to do with it. So looking forward to that. Hope wish them all the luck. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in it. I think you're going to end up seeing some stuff from their podcast in your social media feeds around some of the subject matter, because I think they're have the right guests and are asking the right questions that people are going to respond to. And so keep an eye out. They're on Instagram and everything too. So give big shout out to those guys out there in Chicago. So also chiming in this week, and also I don't think he's left his house for like all month. But he doesn't have to, because he has a home studio and he has all of his video games, and that's why Chachi is going to let us know about the Video Game Minute, which includes a reason why he may want to leave the house soon. Let's go check it out.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here's as much video game news as I can cover in under a minute. The video game industry takes a bit of a hit this week as the advancement of AI further reduces the need for actual artists in the process. Google released its first public version of Project Genie, a generative AI that allows users to create open worlds and characters for the worlds that can be explored by using just prompts. The release saw gaming company stock take anywhere from a 3% to a staggering 35% drop in the example of Unity the day it was released. Users are already using it to create what they think gameplay in upcoming games such as GTA 6 will be like, and fully releasing them online for all to see. This starts to eliminate the need for artists and writers, because why pay a human when there's a machine to do it instead? So, I guess we will see where this goes. And lastly, in local Pittsburgh news, our new arcade opened up in an old church. Church Arcade in Duquesne opened up this past weekend. The arcade works on a one-time entry fee system, and all of the 130 machines are set on free play. The arcade opened with 4 tournaments over opening weekend, with more to follow. More information about the arcade can be found at thechurcharcade.com, and we here at Chachi Says will definitely have more information about this in the future. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
We are back. Thank you, Chachi, for that. And we were the church arcade is something that we've all been talking about, actually, and I think it's very close to his house. So I think there will be a visit in the future, and we'll be bringing some video from that when we finally find time, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a visit.
Oh
so
my gosh, yeah.
we're gonna have to go. We should reach out to them. We should see if we can get an interview with them and stuff too. So maybe do a walk around or something.
Mm-hmm.
So hold me to that task. Actually, we have an intern. Can you make a note? Make a note, Tony, to remind me. Email me to message those guys.
All right, I got you.
You need to pull the call to actions out of this podcast. Is what we need to do, right? So.
I look like I'm drinking.
Yeah, because I can't figure out which one's which over here, and I didn't set any of my exposures on those cameras, so it's really freaking me out. Anyways, Dave, you were listening to that. Check out the article attached, and he was talking about the AI generated open worlds. Man, I don't know, like. I haven't looked into it. I've overheard this a little bit on my AI podcast I listen to. I don't know where it lands, or are they just generating something locally and making videos of it? But I guess as you say, AI slop is kind of an issue. The biggest issue I've seen is, has anybody seen like way too many AI generated car crashes in the snow?
Oh.
I feel like it's all over my feed on Instagram and especially Facebook. Like you're watching these and it just started getting all the people sliding on the highway kind of things as the storms were coming in. And some of them are just like, oh, those are really fake. Like I'm seeing all of the Sora, all the Sora type like things going on with them. Like it's getting really kind of rough with that kind of stuff. And I'm a little worried about that. So
And that is, sorry, Dutters.
Good.
But was a one advantage of actually playing with Sora is that you do get a feel for what the video looks like.
yes.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, wait a minute, that's a tell.
Yes.
I've seen that on videos I create. That's not real, because people who don't play with it, or people we've known for decades, people who were reposting, oh my goodness, look at this image. You're like,
Yep.
that's not real.
I've been having a
mean,
lot, and I don't know if you've seen them on my Facebook feed. I've been calling some people out today about what they're sharing, and people are being really irresponsible with what they're sharing on Facebook. Hey,
Yeah.
you're probably being really irresponsible on Facebook right now. Check your facts. Don't hit the share button just because you agree with it or you're enraged by it, because there's probably a reason. And I just literally, please put the thing in Gemini and ask, is this true? Can you cite this? Because when there's a giant text thing with a picture and they all have a same format, and the AI is going to show you this is a format of a fake thing, it's going to help you be able to pick those out later, okay? And I will call you out. I will tell you this is fake. I will message you, not to embarrass you, to inform you, okay? Because I'm tired of it, and the friends around me, I'm tired of you looking like idiots, okay? Friends, family, all of you. That's my mission right now, okay? So anyway, sorry. I was enraging today, and I have to get that out. You're saying?
No, I'm 100% agreeing with you. And the only thing I want to add is, if you see something that agrees with your point of view, question it even more.
Yes, which is so hard, which is the hardest one, right?
It is.
You know,
like, oh
it's-
yeah, that's
it's-
obviously true.
What is harder,
Is it?
that or
Is it?
defending free speech you disagree with? Which is harder? So, Katie, you were going to say something, I think.
Oh, I think like you were talking about the accidents and things.
Yes.
The biggest thing for me that's killing me with AI is folks who are, perfect example of this was Mary Lemieux opens up the arena to people who like put cots on the ice and like opens, so like,
Oh,
it's
like
just-
as a warming center or something?
Yes.
Oh, no.
so that's out there. And then there's also, it happened at
And you're like, I'm there. I know.
what are you talking about? And like the thing is like I have friends who work at the arena who shared it, and I'm like, oh no, buddies, no. What are you doing?
They're authorities.
And then so they also did it with Acrisure. The biggest difference between
The former
that,
Heinz Field where the Steelers play.
yes,
I think some of us still don't know that or acknowledge that.
that one was at least a little bit more obvious because they were like, Rooney's open Acrisure Stadium up for warming center, and everybody's like, when did we get a dome? Like, but but people are sharing it because they're like, they're feel good stories that they want this feel good, you know, to be real, and they're like, oh, you know what? I could see Lemieux doing that. I could see somebody doing this, but it's just not it.
I saw one today. We know this is a wrestling story, but you know, I think we know here from our connections there. The Royal Rumble, WWE Royal Rumble, happened out in Saudi Arabia. They had built that arena in something like 35 days, and we were seeing pictures of it, and then they're already tearing it down. The show was Saturday. Okay. Potter didn't know they were tearing it down. I saw your head pop up over
You're
there.
like, no.
No, I didn't realize it was a temporary structure. I thought it was, we're building this here, and then we'll just continue to use
They built
this
it for one event.
future events.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's not the story. The story is, then I saw a video reporting on that used AI, because I'm like, why doesn't this look like the arena? And they're using AI to generate something and they eventually got into like really bad WrestleMania looking ones. Like there's a stage coming out and to no ring or audience kind of thing, like stuff like in the middle of the thing. It was a bad AI video. And this is why every time I like, hey, I can put a script in and CapCut can generate something, I kind of don't want it to because that's not the kind of thing I'm doing. But man, is that thing probably having a lot of views and a lot of shares, right? It came up in my feed. So anyways, I know we're kind of lamenting, but also I feel like this is something that needs to be said on the public show because I feel like this is something people need to be especially aware of here as we go into this, kind of a cautionary kind of thing. So, that's like we kind of have to, at this point, right? So, what else do we want to get into here?
Did you thank our Patreons?
Oh, you know what? We should thank our Patreons. Thank you for that. That was the next thing on the list, and then we started talking about AI and stuff.
Then you started yelling at the camera.
Then I started yelling.
Put the old man yells at cloud for grabbing back.
No. Yeah. Old man yells at internet. Very disappointed in you. I've had so many people around the podcast call me dad lately. I'm just kind of taking it on, I guess. Anyways, thank you to our Patreon supporters that put up with me yelling at the internet. Our friends Brian Crawford, sorry, Cynthia Klosky, John DeCore, and Dave Podner. Can I update my Patreon to say use code Dave26 at gcxc.com/eventspa for a discounted registration at races. Oh, look, he's got the thing up there. There you go. It doesn't look as fuzzy from this camera as it actually looks on the screen. That's nice.
Oh.
I think they can read it.
Okay, that's the important thing.
It looks good there, but it didn't look good to me there.
Yes. At the race this past Saturday, the Groundhog 5K, we got our official ambassador wear.
Nice,
Ooh.
nice. Is this because you've been interviewing the Groundhog and the Cupid for these races?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Was Phil there?
We did have a groundhog on site, yes.
Because I heard
We did have a human-sized groundhog.
Ooh.
I heard Phil's been around, including on some documents and lists lately. So, yeah,
I did not realize
that was a really interesting fact. I'm not getting into that too. We're really running the line here. Anyways, okay, let's get into the fun things. Katie, what do you want to talk about? That's not the Patreons.
I don't know. I want to talk about the Pittsburgh Lego.
Yes. Well, I remember I saw this in the thing, and you said, "Oh, I need to remember to vote for that." Tell us what's going on here.
Alrighty. So there is, if you're familiar with folks will submit ideas. They'll create these beautiful Lego creations, and they will submit them to become possible real-life Lego kits, like sets. Mm-hmm. And for us, someone had built one that looks like Pittsburgh, and we got the steel building. There's
a blimp.
Yeah, I got a blimp over there. We got Mount Washington. We got an incline. There's a boat on the water. But there we go. But they need a certain number of votes before it's even considered. That's something that people can ask for or hope this happens. They're at 7,073 supporters, 7,373 supporters, and they have to get to 10K in the next, what is it? How many days? Ooh, yeah. It's not too long. What is it? I lost the timeline. 759 days. Oh, wow. That's a lot of sevens to get to 10K. So, yeah, you need to go on there and you need to vote for this and support the idea. There is also a bus in a sinkhole. How did I miss that? I completely missed the bus in a sinkhole in all of this. Oh, my goodness. That's so cool. But, yes. So you need to go vote for it so we can have it and we can build it.
I'm going back because I went to sign up to try to vote for it. So where's the sinkhole at? Hold on a second. Where's this thing at?
I don't know because it says...
It says it in the description?
Yeah.
There's a duck.
If you know, you know.
So there's a duck. There's a clipper. Let's zoom in on this thing. We got your PNC Park over there. We actually have the
With the fireworks.
I mean, it's not entirely the scale. I'm just going to point that out there, but that's okay. Where is the sunken bus now?
I don't know.
I'm looking for it.
I know, we're exploring this thing. We're like
live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. See, wow. That is.
Yeah, I got the Renaissance
Hotel.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just want to look at this all day. This is the podcast now.
Yeah, just
we're just gonna look at Lego sets and make mouth sounds.
Now I have a question. Did someone actually this is a real model, right? Or is this a model that someone created through some kind of virtual program that Lego has?
I think it's made because I presume they do have to submit like what pieces and stuff like that. So like that seems to make sense to me. So because otherwise, how would they figure it out? Unless they just reverse engineer it from pictures or something, right? So.
Well, I didn't know if Lego had a thing where input a picture and we'll make. We know what Legos are required.
Well, wait. So there's the ones where you can take a picture of your Legos and it can tell you what it can build.
Right.
So right. I could see them having a reverse of that potentially, right? So I don't know. No. I'm looking for Lego. There's a bunch of letters about like the news and. There's like almost enough for Legos, and I clicked on it instead.
Yeah,
it was like, no, that's not what I want right now. I'm trying to get away from that kind of stuff right now, actually. Okay, what else we got here?
I lost it. I was too excited about.
There was Katie. This is a question that roll you into. This is an article, kind of a negative article, but I thought it was interesting. But I saw a thing pop up in my feed. They got me with the clickbait. I'm already tired of Switch 2 editions, and even new Mario Wonder content can't change that. Now, I pre-ordered the Mario Wonder Switch update. It's like, listen, I've already made a mistake. I bought Dispatch for Switch and then found out you couldn't turn off the sensor bars. And I was like, no, Nintendo, you were going to refund my money. And they did, actually. So I will be waiting for that to come up one day on hopefully Xbox Game Pass or something or GeForce Now. But in the meantime, no, because I got the Animal Crossing and like, you know, their Switch 2 editions were like, I think $5 for that one. Zelda has been, and the Mario Wonder one was $20, but includes an entire new section for the multiplayer, which actually I love the integrated multiplayer in Wonder. I love when, like, if you're playing and you get killed, you can leave a standee. And like and other people, if they get killed and their ghost floats over to it, they can get revived. Or if I touch like the Yoshi that walks by me, it will revive me. Like you can leave like mushrooms and fire flowers for other people. Like you're just playing yourself, but everybody's playing around you too on the same level, and it's a very cool experience. So I'm really excited to see what any direct multiplayer they're going to be doing with the Switch 2 updates is going to look like. So so that's been a big thing. And now, Katie, I know you're on still the original, but you're seeing a lot of these kinds of updates. I'm sure, like in your feed as well. You know, what is your kind of take on what they're doing with the Switch 2 updates? They're kind of recycling a lot of old games at this point, I know.
Yeah, like reading through this really quickly, it's, you know, folks are just like, what's the difference? Like, what do you? Why are we doing this, and why is this a 2 and not a just the regular? I don't know. Like, I like. I mean, you're gonna it's just the additional fun things you can do with it, like the more the interactions, more of the, because like even things with like the Animal Crossing, it was like you get more people to play on your Dream Islands, you have more people or Slumber Islands, and you've got the mouse, and you got the things, and I think you're gonna see more integration of those into games as you go along, because they're not a lot of what we design, we kind of drive where these consoles go to, you know, like the things that they add to it by, you know, we play with it. Oh, wow, folks were using it for this, or folks found a lot of use for this with this. So then they kind of just like, oh, yeah, we'll kind of integrate this into the games and into the systems because, you know.
And it's like, it's not like Mario Wonder needed the update. Like, it looks gorgeous on a 4K TV playing it right now. I'm not noticing it's low res or anything like that. You know, a lot of those stuff. And it did say... but and again, it does, you know, obviously it's a little more expensive than the updates that they've done before, but I think there's enough content in there they feel justified in it. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, everybody's bitching about it now, but it's going to come out late March. We'll see if people are happy with it by then. So I was a little surprised at $20, and so I think I said when I posted this, I was like, well, I bought it for $15 on Temu, so I'm kind of okay with this at this point. So sure, why not? So we'll see what happens with that. You know, I kind of love the idea that like the majority of the games are compatible across the board, and again look really good. You know, you still get an advantage even if you don't get these updates for a lot of them. Or it's something like Mario Odyssey had like a free update that added some multiplayer components, I think, to it, right? So we'll see what happens there with that. So what else we got here, guys? We talked about the Lego arcade. Hey, you know, why are we talking Lego? Podner, you had another video that you shared involving Lego. You're really on a Lego kick lately, aren't you?
Lego.
Well, it was the one thing I love about Legos compared to other toys is you can actually build things and have them work. And this is someone who used a Lego for snow removal. So they built their own little snow removal Lego.
It's kind of long, and there's a functioning snow kind of cruncher going on there.
Yeah, that's a functioning snow blower. That's exactly how snow blowers are made, you know. And you can see it has like 4 wheels on each side. So I'm sure they all have little motors because you need enough motor. And if you have an inch or two of snow,
not bad.
You know, plus also this is where I would say kids, younger people who are interested in engineering, having that hands-on, seeing how things are connected, how this changes to this and this changes this and this. If you do this here, this changes the output here. Having that hands-on and seeing what happens, that's the best thing you could do.
Well,
so it just, yeah. And again, that's something that Lego, I know we talked a few weeks ago about the smart Lego block, and people were all up in arms. This, to me, the smart Lego block is the next step from that.
That's kind of the thing. Like they're rolling it out with, like, you know, the Star Wars like kind of gimmick, right? But what happens with those smart blocks when they become programmable, right? And part of Mindstorms and things like that. Like, I think that's where, you know, it's another function that can roll out there. Like, I'm looking at the possibility, and like, there's no way it's just a gimmick for a Star Wars set. There's some other ideas in R&D right now with that, right?
Yeah.
You know, or exactly. there's a Smart Brick 2.0 that's going to do a little bit more. So, like, I think like they've done too many interesting things for that to be just that. So,
now I do have a question real quick.
Yes.
Katie, since you're in studio, I imagine you do not have a calendar, correct?
What kind of calendar?
Well, we know it's the first episode of a new month, so this is where, of course, we normally talk about Cat Wars.
Okay. I'm trying not to show her struggle, but
yes, I have it. Yes, welcome to the 2026 edition of Cat Wars Calendar.
Thank you, Podner, for keeping us on task.
Thank you. I put it in my bag and everything for this. And then, okay, so we started out in the month of January. We said lasers we must chase. And February, I like that I just carry this calendar around. And
you don't put it on your wall?
It's not on my wall yet. All right, for February, your cat-like abilities, one might say, are unnatural.
What is he doing? He's upside down.
He's just
Supermaning out there?
He's coming to re-entry, it looks like.
Yes, pretty much.
It looks like he's coming down from orbit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not sure why. I don't know. I think, I don't know.
That's a response to a lot of these, actually.
I don't know. I want to be like, this is great. Yes, I can't tell if this year's calendar is... I like that the first 2 months have been like, there's that guy, and this was the cover of last year's.
Oh, jeez.
He was on last year's calendar.
I do have, since we're on the calendar line, I will share with you, this is mine for this month, because I got a Super Mario calendar, and Wario is looking kind of sexy back there. Or Waluigi, excuse me, with the rose.
He looks like he's a pea.
He does look like he has to pee.
Yeah.
And also there's something wrong with his back.
And I would say this, and I'm going to bring in a wrestling thing here.
Okay.
Wario almost looks like he's doing a Kit Wilson dance.
A little bit. I just listened to that interview actually a little bit before this. So anyways, we also have this is Katie, this is for you to watch later. I don't have much story to watch on this, but CNBC did a fun video. Oh, I'm afraid to actually show video, so we'll just use a still over here. They did a special on an update on the Rivians.
Ooh.
The Rivian Amazon trucks and how it's been going, and how I think they talked to one of these in Detroit, was it? No, Philadelphia. No, maybe it's. And they talked a little bit about how they've been doing the local delivery kind of suppliers, which actually is they're independent businesses. I didn't know this, so at least like I don't know fully or anything like that, but Baltimore for Kangaroo Direct, which is a DSP owner. So I thought that was an interesting structure that they're doing with it. And actually, Rivian apparently has had trouble rolling out the promised number of trucks that they intended to for Amazon. But I think a lot of these companies are having a very similar deal because of constraints and stuff. So and they compare these to the other models, and kind of, and they mentioned like what models the rest of the fleet are, which I thought was also interesting, and kind of how do they decide who gets the newer Rivians. It's about a 16-minute piece. It's shared on the Amazon the Amazon group over on Facebook, and that is with CNBC's YouTube page. I've been getting a lot of really interesting stuff like this, a lot of stuff around tech, especially from like things like CNBC that are digging into this kind of stuff. So I'm really appreciating that, and it's really good done, really well done pieces. So keep an eye out for that. It obviously my algorithms have been bringing them to the surface for me. But it's just kind of nice not to get just the news going on there. What else you guys want?
I want Podner to do his Black History Month spotlight.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you got?
So this is I'm trying to look up people, African Americans, who are basically, what they did underlies a lot of our technology, but of course things you don't hear about, and a lot of the people who work on the underlying technology you don't hear about anyway. But this gentleman, James West, he was born in Virginia in 1931. He's still alive, and he has over 250 patents to his name. He was a tinkerer growing up. So he was, like I said, he had a screwdriver. He wanted to try everything out and do everything he could. He tried to go to a university in Virginia, but this was Jim Crow laws. So he had to go to Temple. Well, the good thing about Temple being in Philadelphia, you're close to, at the time, Bell Labs. I don't know if they're still Lucent or if they rebranded. Basically, Bell Telephone Labs that did heavy R&D into the basics of communication. And one of the things he worked on was, and I think it's called the Electrek microphone.
Electret.
Electrek.
ELECTRET.
E.T.
According to the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Yes. Where he was inducted in 1999, 26 years ago. And basically that type of microphone underlies 90% of all current microphones. So it's one of those things of, here's the underlying technology, and then so microphones, his technology allowed microphones to get very small but still keep their quality up. So of course, you don't see people with big microphones much anymore, outside of like broadcast or things like that. Think about the amount of microphone. I mean, our phones have 2 to 3 microphones on them, so all of that going in. Years later, he went other ways. He started to work at Johns Hopkins University as a professor after he retired from Bell in 2001. And if you think about it, and this is one thing where we're still dealing with, here's someone who had to overcome institutionalized, legalized segregation and trying to keep down people by race, and he's still alive today. This isn't like 200-300 years ago. These are people who would be, grandparents, great grandparents who lived through this and still can talk about it, and then went on to overcome, should not have had to, but overcame the blockade in front of him. And 250 patents is an amazing amount for one person. And Bell Labs did amazing things when they were doing their R&D. So it's just one of those things that, I didn't know that this happened or this person was involved with that.
That's awesome.
That's great. There's a great piece. If you, I brought up momentarily there, what was the National Inventors Hall of Fame. By the way, they have a YouTube page. So if you want to see just generally great video pieces and inductions for inventors, there is his Hall of Fame induction from 8 months ago they had posted, and I'm trying to find, they had a nice 16-minute piece that we were looking at a little bit of there from a moment ago, that talks, it's the James West story, 12 minutes, excuse me. So Legacy of Transcendence and Technology, the James West story. So you can check that as well and get a little deeper dive. Thank you, Dave. If I would have known, I would have given you like an audio transition for this piece. So no, so you're going to be bringing us some of this every week then?
Yeah,
excellent.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you so much for that. And I'll give a shout out to, since we're talking about Black History Month, a project, I think we did a year hiatus on this, but a friend in the wrestling industry, Ronnie Nicole, brought back the Sunday sessions. We talked with our good friend of the network, Zeke Mercer. This past Sunday was released. It's a great piece. We have a lot of great interviews coming up here throughout the month of February. Every Sunday at 8 o'clock, they'll be dropping on the IndieWrestling.us YouTube channel for you guys to check out too. So go check that out. Awesome. Well, on that note, intern Tony, what did you learn today from the AwesomeCast?
So one thing I learned, which is towards the beginning, what was the name of that website? The phone thing?
Call to all, was it?
To Jack.
Call to Jack.
Call to Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was looking at that, and one of the phones, this kind of shows my age a little bit. One of the landline phones has like a screen on it that I guess reads the...
Yeah, that was a TTY that I brought up.
I've never ever seen that before.
Again, heard of it, but never seen like...
Oh, so that's not like just a age. I guess that's like a rare thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's a handicap helper kind of thing, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
So that's what that is. Maybe for the deaf or something like that. So, but it did remind me of some of the because we did some pieces around technology around Lou Gehrig's disease a few years ago. When I was doing work, I think it was still when we were working with the Pittsburgh Foundation about a decade ago. I'd love to revisit that, honestly, because that's what that reminds me of. I'd love to revisit that and see how far that technology has come, because we still get comments on that video from so long ago. That was over a decade ago.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what they were talking about, like eye tracking and things like that to move a mouse on a computer as you're losing like the ability to use your hands and things like that. Like I would love to see like that progression. I might have to hit up our friend Chris Latch and be like, hey, can we find some funding and do like another like chapter in the series or something like that? So, that might be worthwhile.
And also, if anyone is bored, just scrolling through the Lego Ideas website, they have so much cool stuff on there.
We always get a story. I feel like we get every few months we'll get a story from that.
Yeah.
Awesome. KatieDudas.com.
Yeah. Also, Professor Robotic Girl 104 at Lego Ideas.
Oh, is that true?
Apparently. I was like, they gave me a name?
They gave you a name. I didn't get that far. I was trying to sign up here during the show.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for the email to come in for the verification. So you got anything going on? KatieDudas.com. I know. We'll follow your social medias.
We got stuff on Saturday.
Yes, we have stuff on Saturday. What are we doing Saturday? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Join us here in Pittsburgh. We are going to Sangawa Project. It is an 18+ anime convention. I did not find it, but I found a cosplayer that seems to be 18 plus on my Instagram by accident. But we'll be putting out that back out again. And we didn't put it on the AwesomeCast apparently. But we are going to be doing an AwesomeCast panel on Saturday. I believe it's at 4 or 5 o'clock maybe. As I'm still looking.
I think it's 5. I want to say it's 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 to 6. 5 to 6.
5 to 6. We will be there. It's going to be mostly us reacting to you guys' first experience as a Senkawa project and what crazy stuff you get to see there. Our friends at Top Rope Tabletop will be the 1:30, and the Wrestling Mayhem Show will be at actually 1 p.m. on Sunday, which will be interesting because I will not be in attendance for that. We're figuring that out right now. So we'll have a version of a Wrestling Mayhem Show panel there of some sort that we'll be representing there. So we had a lot of fun last year with Antoine, Steel City Slam Fest, and of course we had the experience at Techo, so we're keeping that in there. Unfortunately, I did get pulled away for the Chicago gig this coming up Sunday, so we'll be moving that around or something like that. Maybe we'll send an intern Tony to cover the show or something like that, right? So
Yay!
You got this,
Yeah,
kid.
I've been
You
to
got
enough
this.
shows. I think I
That's
can do
it.
it.
Or, like just be like, I just need to. It's 18 plus, so we can swear.
Right.
Okay, so
Perfect. That's half the battle.
that's half the battle.
Honestly.
They were like, this will be the AwesomeCast where we can say the F word.
I know. Welcome to the AwesomeCast.
Welcome to the effing AwesomeCast.
yourself.
A effing cast.
I'm just going to this thing on Saturday to play Bishi Bashi.
Yes, there will be some those fun bishy bashy type games there. And you'll give
And
us a review.
If Bishi Bashi's not there, I'm gonna be real mad at you.
Okay, I know. Okay. I don't know.
You've
now
promised.
I'm like, damn, did I actually see Bishy Bashy or is this a fever dream?
I don't know. We'll find
There
out if I
will-
ever return
there
to
will
AwesomeCast
be-
again.
There will be interesting Japanese games. I know that. So, and I feel like there was a Bishy Bashy game there last year. So I think I did a video walkthrough. I should go look for that. So anyways, either way, there will be plenty to entertain you. As we talked about off air, it is 18 plus. So there's some things. So that, especially in the merch department, there are some things you walk in like, oh. So, and Japanese culture that you didn't even know existed. So, Dave Potter is Prop Pod most of the places and iPhoneography podcast.
Yep. And thanks so much for having me on.
At Sorgatron on the social medias myself, and you can catch up on a lot of stuff. Hey, also shout out our friend Jim Ellermeyer of Fishing Without Bait was on the Jagoff late night show this past Friday, so go check that out in podcast and YouTube form, and I think there's some social medias that'll be coming out this week for them as well, but you can go check that out. That was a fun time, and you see me drinking some stuff from Salute Juice Bar in Robinson that apparently had cayenne pepper in it. So I watched, it was a little bottle that said drink me, and I, can't resist the suggestion, apparently, especially when we have a camera on. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody on Patreon. Thank you, Chachi, for his submission. We'll see you guys next week, presuming there's not another snowstorm. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network.